in the last video, we went over the relationship between a domain and range of a function and its inverse. I think it's time for me to give you an example. So let's just do this. So here's an example. So let's say f of x, let's say like a simple linear function. So let's just say 2x plus 3. And I tell you the domain is x is greater than 2. All right, so I just simply tell you the domain is x is greater than 2. And so my first question, so here's the first question. So here's the first question, which is find the range of f inverse of x. Okay, so find the range of f inverse of x. So as we discussed, if this is f of x and x greater than 2 is the domain of f of x, and the relationship between a function and its inverse is that the domain of a function also becomes the range of the inverse. So if I want to find the range of f inverse of x, it's simple. It's simply the domain, but I'm just going to switch the x for the y. So the answer is simply y is greater than 2, and you're done. In fact, you don't actually need to write y as element of r's and all that stuff. If they automatically give you the domain, you can just simply write it as y is greater than 2. All right, so that's part A. Part B says find the domain of f inverse of x. All right, so now this is the exact opposite question. So in the previous one, this was easy because if I was given the domain, it's easy to find the range of the inverse function. But now that I'm asked to find the domain of f inverse of x, I need to find the range of the original function. So first, what we have to do is find the range of the inverse of the original function. So first, find the range of f of x. Now, what I'm writing in green, you don't really have to write that down on if I ever asked you this on a test. I'm just writing this down just for your benefit. So basically, let's sketch this function. So as we know, this is the y-intercept, which is 3, and it's a positive slope, so it's going to go up this way. And the thing is, the domain here is x is greater than 2. So let's say if this is 2, what we need to find in order to find the range is we need to find the corresponding y value. Actually, hold on. This is a little too small, so I'm just going to erase this, and I'm going to extend the page a little bit. So here. So find the domain of, so first, like we said, we got to find the range. So in order to do that, let's just draw a picture of it. So again, let me just draw that there. Here's my xy plot, right? And since it's, as the function says, it's 2x plus 3, so 3 is the y-intercept and 2 is the slope. So we know it's a positive slope, so it's facing up. And so it goes something like this. We know that this value is 3. And we are given a domain, so we're told that x is greater than 2. So here's x, so here's 2. And what we need to do is we need to find the corresponding y value for 2, right? We need to find the corresponding y value for 2 in order to determine what the range is. So how do we find the corresponding y value? Well, we're pretty much told the function. So f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. So if I input 2, so if I find f of 2, that's 2 times 2 plus 3, which is equal to 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7. I know that this point right here must be 7. Now, since the domain says that it's greater than 2, we know right away that we're going to put an open circle over here, right? Because it doesn't count, it's not equal to. And since it's greater than 2, we have to erase everything to the left. So we're going to erase all of this. I'm going to erase all of that. We're going to erase all of that. So let me just draw that there. So there we go. Connect that right there. So what we can see is, first let's write the domain. So sorry, first let's write the range of f of x. So the range of f of x, well, what is it? We can see clearly that it's y greater than 7. So it's y is greater than 7. But let's go back to our original question. Our original question asked for find the domain of f inverse of x. So we know that the domain of f inverse of x is simply the range, or equivalent, or almost similar to the range of f of x. So our final answer, our domain of f inverse of x, well, that is simply x is greater than 7, and this is our answer. Hopefully that was an example that clarified domain and range of a function and its inverse for you. I'll see you in the next video.